Welcome, people. Welcome back to the HubSpot. Hello, everybody. How are you doing? It is Admiral Drex right here on the week that was. Sorry, not the week that was. That was Sunday. This is the possible outcome. Yeah, if you're just joining us, or if don't know what the show is all about, it's basically we're taking a look at the league, right? The Premier League. That let me just say this right now. Premier League is back. Football is back. Club football is back. We had the 2 weeks break, and we're back. We're back. Saturday, that's gonna be the EPL will be back. A lot of games across Europe. Serie A. We're gonna be having the La Liga is back. So a lot of footballing activities happening this weekend, right? So enough of the I think this is the last Europe yeah, this is the last international break we would get, yeah, until the end of the season. So we're done with international break. It's into the business end of the season. Yeah, and yeah, like if you're just joining us for the first time, it's the show is called Possible Outcome, where we take a look at, excuse me, we take a look at what's going to be happening, what we think would be the outcome of the games that we'll be having in the Premier League, the English Premier League this weekend. A lot of games will be coming our way. Let me just see if 1 second. Yeah, a lot of games will be coming, and so we just have to wait. And yeah, I'm not alone today. I will be with, if you can see on my, is it this way or how do I put it? Nah, that way. I can't even do it. But yeah, I think on your right, which should be my left, yeah, you'd see the list of the future fixtures that we'll be having this week. And I would like to bring um Tesh onto the stage because I'll be discussing, like it's always myself and Tesh doing this show. So Tesh, how you doing today?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. 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 How are you?
Yo, I'm all right. I'm all right.
That's good. It's
Yeah,
another. It's been a while though. It's been a while.
I know.
It seems like it's forever, but probably just only. I think probably, yeah, 2 weeks roughly,
Yeah, 2 weeks roughly. Yeah,
and we should be back seeing football uh by tomorrow.
tomorrow Monday.
Mm.
Yeah, I think it's Monday. Yeah.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
sorry, Saturday. So tomorrow is Friday. I always think tomorrow. For some reason, I always think we do these shows on a Thursday, on a Friday. Actually, it's on a Thursday. So it's gonna be what's my calling? We're gonna be having the games on Saturday, and the first one is gonna be the Newcastle one. So I feel like, so what do you make of that? So we're gonna, you know the drill. So which are you taking? Which, yeah.
Okay. So let's. I think probably you could start with new castle.
Oh,
I
it's
don't know
I
if you
I love this game, bro. I love this game. 1 second, let me just yeah. I was like, it's, I don't know what's gonna happen in this game. Like, I don't know what's gonna happen in this game. First of all, let's look. Newcastle is still having a lot of injuries. They still have the likes of Miley out, Pope is out, Tonali off. We all know is suspended.
Mhm.
Yeah, Trippier. I think Trippier is still out with the calf injury. Wilson. Yeah, I think Wilson also is out. Livermento, not too sure if he's back, but yeah. So for the Newcastle one, it's gonna be, I don't. They still have Botman injured.
Drex, can you give me just 1 minute? Okay.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
go ahead, go
Yeah.
ahead, go ahead,
Thank
go
you.
ahead.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so for Newcastle, for the Newcastle, it's an early kickoff, right? So man, it's gonna be an interesting game. Like, I feel like this game is gonna be one of those games where anything can happen. For me, I actually want Newcastle, watch me call it. I actually want um I want New West Ham, if they could, maybe possible a draw. But let me just quickly look at what I think the possible outcome would be. Um Let me just, so I'm gonna quick question. Yeah, I actually wrote it down here. It's, yeah. So yeah, for the this one, it's pretty. It. I want to draw. Actually, Newcastle are playing at home. I actually want to draw in this game, but looking at both sides, right? It's Newcastle have not been good. They've not had in the last 5 games, all games overall. Looking at both the FA Cup and the Premier League, it's been 2 win and 3 losses, right? So it's and their home form. It's I don't know what to even say. It's not bad though, but just 1 win in the last 5 is not good enough. 1 win, 2 draws, 2 losses. It's not good enough. It's 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 some they need to improve on that one. They need to do something about their home. Also on the other hand, West Ham, their away run is not as good. It's not as good as you would maybe I would hope for someone like me as hoping for a draw. They have what 3 losses, 1 draw, and just a win, and that win came away at Everton. So it's gonna be a tough one, right? Because in the past they've had, like I said, I'm hoping for a draw because in the past 5 meetings between both club side, it's been what 3 draws or 4, yeah, 3 draws and 1 win apiece. So each of them actually won the game, 1 win apiece. And guess what? Both wins actually for both teams are actually coming away. So yeah, it's Newcastle won the latest, which was back then in April, about a year, almost a year ago. They won that game 5-1. Then Newcastle West Ham won away at Newcastle. That was in 2021. And they won that game 4-2. So for me, I just feel like it's one of those games where anything could happen. Anything can happen, but I want a draw. Having said that, my possible outcome for this game would be a goal, like more like a I don't know. Kudus has been on some fine form recently, so I don't really know what to make of. Isaac also has been on some fine form. I'll just go with this. A possible 2-2 draw. I think both teams would actually get 2 goals. It's gonna be this game would actually set the precedence of what is to come on Saturday for the Premier League, right? So they would set the tone. They would if they end up drawing or they get in a very low scoring game in that first game, early kickoff. I feel like it might just affect the league. That's how we did. That's how I feel. I have that superstition or premonition that if the early for me, I've always seen it. If the early kickoff, if there are a lot of goals in the early kickoff, then the late kickoff will be a very tough one, right? But for so the vice versa. So I feel like there'll be a lot of goals, and I feel like it's going to be like 2-2 draw. Both teams are going to get 2 goals each. That will be my possible outcome. 2 goals each for both teams. Yeah, Tesh is back. I will just bring him onto the stage.
Sorry, guys. Sorry, guys. Just have to fix something downstairs. Okay, I see. What are you saying for Newcastle?
And I'm saying for me, it's an early kickoff. They might just set the tone for the league, for the league, right? So for how the games for Saturday is gonna be match day 30. I feel like yeah, it might just end up in a 2-2 draw. So yeah, 2-2 draw, both teams getting 2 goals, both teams scoring 2 goals each. So I don't know. I just feel like yeah. But let me not say draw. Let me just say both teams getting no. Which do I say first? Which draw? Draw is my possible outcome. Draw, but I feel like both teams will score 2 goals each. 2 goals
Okay.
each, both for both teams. Yeah.
So Newcastle and West Ham, you're saying a draw.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna. Are you making a note of that?
Yeah, I'm taking a note of that Newcastle.
Let me see, because I have to go put my power prediction as well. Yeah, Newcastle West Ham. I'm just good thing I
Draw.
put it here.
Okay.
2-2.
And it says
Yeah.
you're saying it's score draw, right?
Yeah. Score draw.
Okay.
Score draw.
So I'm looking at Bournemouth Everton, right?
Yeah.
Oh, Everton. So Bournemouth will be
I think
at
they're at
home.
home. Yeah.
Yeah. So in that, what do I think? What do I think here? if you look at the just from a head-to-head
Mm-hmm.
perspective, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, Everton though, Everton has won their last and won the last two, but in 2022 though, Bournemouth beat Everton at home. Bournemouth
Mm-hmm.
seem to be Bournemouth seem to do better at home against what called Everton as opposed to being
Mm-hmm.
away. So in this one, looking at the table, though, where they're in the table. So Bournemouth is on 13th, Everton is on 16th.
Mm-hmm.
Everton probably might want to fight out to stay ahead in terms of to avoid that relegation, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Um, you know what? I'll probably go with a draw on this one. Yeah, score draw between Bournemouth
Yes.
and Everton.
A score draw.
What
That's
do you think?
I don't know. I feel like Bournemouth they've not been in the final. I don't want to go this game, right? Yo man, it's
Let me look at the home form even for
Everton
Bournemouth.
have been on a very poor run of form. In the last five, they've had what just two draws, and they lost all they lost the other ones, right? That's three. Bournemouth at home, like in the last five, Bournemouth have
They've
actually won two,
won
drawn one,
two.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah.
and their home record is not too good. So they have what two draws, two losses, and one just a win. And that win it was the comeback they did against Luton, where at in first half they were 3 goals down, and for
Uh-huh.
somehow they managed to get 4 goals. I don't think if they concede that kind of goals against an Everton side, they would be. I don't think they will bounce back in that game. That game at first, if it was an Everton side that they were losing 3-0 at first half, I think that game would have been gone and done and buried, right? So for me, oh, I feel like Everton on the way from it's not that great as well. So, but they've had a lot of draws. So I like the draw that you go
Hmm.
with. I like the fact that you actually say score draw. But
Honestly, it's, I'm looking
I
at
might just lean a
Everton.
little bit towards Everton, a little bit towards
Honestly, even
Everton.
I'm even thinking even what they called. If I'm to lean, I probably lean towards Bournemouth because if you look at them, right, Luton they had what they called a 4-3 win. Looking at them, Sheffield that was a 2-2 win. Bournemouth
Mm-hmm.
basically they had what they called they had a 2-0 win right away. And if you look at their lost right from the Premier League, right, they lost to Man City and drew to what they drew to Everton. So there's an looking who they've lost to and even who they've drawn to. They drawn even they were away to Newcastle and drew 2-2 and lost only
Mm-hmm.
one. So I probably would lean towards a draw or a Bournemouth win.
Okay. Or Bournemouth, you said Bournemouth win?
Yes, a draw or a Bournemouth win. Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Next on the list is who's right there? Who do we have? We have my people, Chelsea. They're not my people though. This season has been crazy for Chelsea. Like everybody knows, and I feel like Chelsea. I don't know. Can I say they've turned the corner, or I'm feeling like this Pochettino's first season is more like more of what should we call it? More of would I use the word experiment and just let it just be, Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
let it be. So I haven't said that. Let me just quickly talk about the game. So, like I said, it's already everybody's back, and Chelsea. One thing I know they have good players, right? But it's just that the system is not.
It's
I
a
don't
system
think
or they don't have the chemistry. Yeah.
there's no gel, there's the gel between the two of in the team is not there yet. I don't feel like the chemistry is the lab. I don't think the mixture are actually appropriate at
That's
the
right.
moment. They're still trying to refine the ingredients and get the correct measurement, right? I feel like Pochettino will get it. But now, having said that, Burnley, on the other hand, they've been playing fine football, but it's just that they lose. I think it was I can't remember which game they were winning, and I was actually thinking that they will win that game, only to end up losing it. Right. So let me see if it was they drew. It was the West Ham game where they were 2 goals up in the first half, and I was hoping that okay, you know what, these guys are going to at least hold on to the win, right? But they ended up letting 2 goals in, and they walked away with just 1 point, losing 2 points right there. And the second goal came, I think it was in the dying minutes of the second half, and it felt like a blow to them. But they went home. They went home. They entertained and hosted what we call it. They play host to Brentford, and they actually played a fine game on that day. They were good on that day, and they deserved that 3 point. The game ended up being 2-1, right? A lot of folks were actually thinking maybe Brentford will get the win. Like it was looking, I think yourself and I was like Brentford with the win and all of that, right? But it ended up being that way. So, but they are playing a Chelsea side who they've only had one draw against in the last 5 meetings between Burnley and Chelsea. Just one draw. And the last meeting between these two sides ended up in a 4-1 victory for Chelsea, and that was at Bournemouth, Burnley's home. I don't know why I keep saying Bournemouth. Burnley's home. I don't think Chelsea might just be too hot for them. My possible outcome in this game would be a Chelsea 3-1, or do I think? Let me just see. Let me just quickly look at Burnley if they've actually at home, if they actually away, if they actually score. Yeah, two. I would say Chelsea 3-0. Chelsea 3 minimum. Chelsea would score a minimum 2 goals. So I would put Chelsea to get at least 2 goals. At least the score is going to be a high scoring game. I don't see it as a 1-0, 2-0. But if I'm to predict, which I normally do on the power prediction, um my power prediction would be Chelsea to win it by 4.
4.
Yeah.
Wow.
It just
I
I
have to
think
write that one down.
they're just I think they're just gonna replay what we call it. They're gonna the first leg. They're just gonna repeat the scoreline for the first leg. But I don't think these guys are gonna score. Away, they don't really do that much in goal scoring. But I don't know if I should give them a goal. Tesh, what do you think? Do you think they can score?
Score. So when I look at, for example, that's not big. Talking about this Chelsea one. It's a big one. But Burnley has not been the best, right, in terms of what they call. Let me see.
Mhm.
They've not been the best. They've just won one, and they won to Brentford, which is even a decent side.
Mhm.
I see why you're saying 4, though, because it looks like they tend to concede, and they conceded 5 against Arsenal, 3 against Liverpool.
Mhm.
But they tend to what they call always concede. So I can it probably makes sense. Chelsea will certainly win. Scoreline,
Mhm.
I don't know. Probably like you said, 4. Probably I'll go for over 2.5.
Okay. So you say at least 3 goals in that game, right?
At least, yeah. Over. Let me see. 2 goals or more in that game.
2 goals or more. Let me just
More.
make my power prediction right now. I'm at Burnley. They don't. Why do I feel like they would get a goal? They're playing a
If you
Chelsea
look, yeah,
side.
if you against Liverpool, they got a goal.
They
That's one
got a
thing you have to look
goal.
at. Yeah.
Yeah.
Against Man City, they got a goal.
Yeah. What was your Bournemouth Everton game? You say
Draw.
was the goal score
It scored
score
draw,
draw
leaning towards
leaning
Bournemouth.
towards Bournemouth. Ooh,
Yeah.
that's let me just give them a 1-1 draw. A 1-1 draw. A one. No. Okay. I will refine that later. Let's go on to the Nottingham Forest Crystal Palace game. Now, Tesh, what are you saying?
Nottingham Forest, Crystal Palace. Now, this one is honestly for me. This game, it reeks of what they call a draw already in it, right? Even when I look at what they call looking at, for example, the bookies, what they're saying, you're looking at a 42% draw on this game with each party to win 29% at piece. Now,
Yeah.
let's look at actually what's it and head to it. They tend to they've drawn their last 2 games with
Mhm.
0-0 at Palace, and also last season they had a 1-1 again.
Mhm.
So prior to that in 2022, Forest won by 1-0. So what do I think here? What do I think? Let me look at what I call. Let me look at the forms, right? So looked
Ooh, ooh,
Nottingham
ooh,
Forest.
Nottingham Forest on some red blood cell thing, man.
Yeah, it's lots of a lot of. I find it's when you're all we say busy doing nothing. Not
Nothing.
as busy like they're doing something, but nothing. They're busy doing nothing. So they drew to Luton, lost to
Uh,
Brighton.
Uh-huh.
Liverpool, you understand, they lost. Aston Villa
Mhm.
trashed. And what they call,
Mhm.
although they won to West Ham, which is what they call, it's, shocking,
Mhm.
and basically lost to Newcastle. If you're looking at all their games that far, Crystal Palace though, Crystal Palace, a bit of it's not as bad, but because you have draws and wins in the looking at their last five, you have draws and wins there. So what I would say, I'll go for a draw on this one as well. I'll go for a draw on this one. To be
Bro,
fair,
we've been going for a draw this
because you
we've
know
been
why,
going.
right?
Mhm.
I also think coming from the internationals, right, it's very difficult
Yeah,
to
it's very difficult to actually, yeah,
predict,
yeah,
right, what will
yeah.
actually happen, right? So that's why I think I'm leaning towards a score draw. Right? If I'm probably up to probably say if I do something, let me say I probably put over 1.5 goals in this game. So meaning, right, I'm not sure who will score the goals, but I know it will be more than one goal in the match.
For
So a
me,
draw for
I'd
sure.
I'd lean to it. Ah, man, Crystal Palace have not been. See, don't let the don't let the what me call it, the thing, right? Don't let it. I don't want to make it like I don't want to make their recent form
Hmm.
fool anybody. Don't get carried away by their recent form. Crystal Palace have been awful, right? This new manager that just came in, I think he's trying to galvanize the team to actually produce something towards the business end of the of the season, right? Crystal Palace are currently in 14th position, right? And let's not forget that Nottingham Forest actually have a 4 point deduction based on the penalty, right? Yeah. So they are sitting, Nottingham Forest are actually sitting on 18th, pretty
Pretty
deep,
deep.
pretty deep on 18th position in relegation, like in the not just above relegation, they are in the relegation zone. And the three losses in the last five that they had and one draw in the last five has not even helped them at all. They were supposed to at least get a draw against Liverpool, but they were what's his name? Elanga and the likes were thinking the football was gonna be for another 120 minutes and they were gonna keep getting chances again and again. So it's not looking good for them. It's not looking good. Will the 4 point deduction be an extra boost? Would that give the players the charge to want to say, you know what, Everton got a 10 point deduction, and I think the first couple of the other than the United game, after the United game, they were what should we call it? They they were on some charge, right? So they were able to get, you see, 10 point deduction. Give them another 10 point right now. Everton would be in 13th position with 35 points, right? So now they're on 25 points and they that 10 point deduction, which later became six because they gave them four, later became six, was it helped them. I don't know if that could be said for Nottingham Forest, right? But having said that, I just feel like it might just be yeah, Crystal Palace 29 point. I feel like I feel like Nottingham Forest would win this one. I feel like Nottingham Forest will win this one.
Do you think like that? Because it happens right towards the end of each season when you're looking at you're trying to what they call it trying to what they call it when you're trying to you're in relegation, but you want to
Yeah,
have
so yeah,
fights.
yeah, you want to find, some of these clubs, right? Towards March, no, April, May, they look at the table and they see their points that they have, and they be like, you know what, I think we're good, right? They quote and unquote, it's just me, it's not what they do. I just feel like it's just me. Some of them just zone out and feel like they're already on vacation and all of that. So, but looking at these, Nottingham Forest know that for them to actually gain any sort of bounce, like how the Premier League money and all of that, right?
Mhm,
They need to fight. And
mhm.
Crystal Palace are there for the taking. Crystal Palace have not been too great a team, this season. So I feel like Nottingham Forest can actually get one, can actually do the likes of Olise. Let me quickly see if the likes of Olise. I know everything until Saturday morning before I might even put in my power prediction, but I'm just gonna make a note of it right now. On the injury side for Crystal Palace, Olise is still injured. Rob Odin is injured. Guay is injured. So, bro, I feel like Forest will win this one. I'm gonna just go 2-1. They are due a win. Like Forest are due a win. So I'm gonna just go a Forest 2-1 game. This one. Next is the Fulham Sheffield United.
Fulham. No, Chelsea. This one we have what do you call it? Fulham, Chelsea United.
Sheffield.
Okay. Sorry, Sheffield. Okay, Fulham, Sheffield. Let's see what's happening there. Now, if you were looking from what do you call it? Head to head. This okay. This head to head looks a bit wonky. No, they've had like it look a bit wonky. It was Sheffield trash Fulham 4-0 in 20 in. I was looking at it was in the championships. I'm like, you know what makes sense. Like, it's really looking wonky and trash them and get one of them again in what they call 2021. So no, but I take Fulham to actually get this one though. When we're looking at what they call, let me see, because Sheffield is at home though. You want one has to put that into consideration. So against Arsenal home, right? So that's it basically. You call those outliers. And against Brighton, but it don't look like an outlier anymore. Because against Arsenal at home 6, against Brighton at home 5, against Aston Villa at home 5. Okay, I think this will be easy. I think it's easy for Fulham to win with over 2 goals.
This is a straightforward one for Fulham. Okay, let's move on to the Luton, Tottenham Luton. I think we will be doing a watch along for this particular game, and also it's gonna be a double header. The Tottenham Luton and the Chelsea Burnley. But just stay. It's Footy Saturday, and we would be giving you scores and what's happening from the other games. But we'll be keeping locked on Tottenham Luton. Yeah, that being said, it's gonna be Tottenham Luton Town. This is an easy one.
No, this one, as in Tottenham needs to score like 4 goals in this match.
No, but there's something about Luton Town, right? Yo, Tesh, 1 second. The Sheffield one, you said Fulham to win. By how much goal did you?
I said over 2 goals.
So Fulham to get at least. So I'm gonna give Fulham 3.
Sorry, so against Nottingham and Crystal Palace, I called a draw, right?
Yeah, you called a draw.
And you called what I called?
I said a 2-1 victory there. I think Nottingham. I just said a Nottingham Forest victory, but I just put 2-1 right there.
Okay. And we're looking at next one. We're looking at I said Fulham, Sheffield, Bay Palo. So now Sheffield, Fulham. Yeah. So I said okay.
I think that's a straight one. So now looking at the Tottenham Luton Town, they have a handful. They have a lot of injuries. They have a lot. They have about that's 8 players out. Then they have Lukonga. It's a doubt here or there. Osho, it's also here or there. So, but the ones that are actually going to be missing out are Adebayo, Anderson, we know is out for sure. Bell, Brown, Johnson. Think he's got maybe might be back because the hair has got some problem, some illness. So it might feature. Nkamba is out. Potts is out. But for Tottenham, not a lot. Just Sessignon, I think that's on B team. Foster, I don't think. Only Van der Ven is the one I think that would actually hurt Tottenham. Tottenham needs a win in this game. Why I said that is because the last game Tottenham played, they lost away to Fulham, and most people didn't expect that. Didn't see that coming. We never saw that coming, and it happened, right? So, but Tottenham, I felt like that loss, right, to Fulham wasn't. Yeah, although we didn't see it coming, it was there. Because if you remember, Tesh, when they played, what's his name, Wolves, when they played Brighton, it took them until the end of the game to actually get the winner, right? If you remember that game, we were covering it. And when they played Wolves, they were outplayed in that game. They bounced back against Crystal Palace, put 4 past Aston Villa. They played Aston Villa as one that was just like a hot knife through butter, like someone wasn't there. That's how they played Aston Villa.
Biddy Latif.
Like Now they went to Fulham. So the thing was, it felt like, yeah. So I don't know, but for me, I feel this game is gonna be an easy one. Luton Town would definitely get a goal because that's what they do. They always know how to score a goal, but they wouldn't be getting this game. This game is gonna be an easy one for Tottenham. I would even put it, to be frank, that Tottenham would win by a two. I'm tempted to even say 3 goal margin, but I would say keep it simple and sane. I would say Tottenham. My possible outcome is Tottenham to win this game by 2 goal margin. Now, having said that, I would like to put a cherry on the cake, and say, um, who's gonna? I know Son might just be the call the who do I? Madison. Madison will get to go. Son might just be the obvious person to score, but I would say Madison or Johnson. If I was
Johnson.
if I was a betting man, I would say Madison or Johnson. Each of I wouldn't be surprised if both of them get on the score sheet, but for sure, either of them would get on the score sheet. So yeah, that's my cherry on the cake for that one. But I would say for this game, Tottenham to win by a 3-1. It's gonna be a 3-1 for me. 2 goal margin, 2-0, 2-3-1, 4-1. Yeah, but at least a 2 goal margin win for that game. Now,
My
next
scoreline,
is
my scoreline for that will be 4-2.
for
Tottenham to win by 4-2.
4-2.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, nice. 4-2. I'm just gonna put it on the side, all right, 4-2.
I said 4-2 on that one.
Yeah,
Apparently,
4-2.
it's a bit biased because I want Tottenham to actually score 4 goals, and it's for what they call it's for a
It's
reason.
for your FIFA.
Yes.
Oh no, then I can't trust it. I cannot trust it. I can't trust that one. I know, no, definitely I'm not trusting that one. I'm not gonna trust that one.
Yeah.
But 4-2, yeah, not a bad shout though. Yeah. So next would be the Aston Villa um Wolves. I think that's the last game for the night for Saturday, if I'm not mistaken. No. United is actually the last game here. Sorry, my bad. Yeah. So it is Aston Villa Wolves. Tesh, what do you think about that game from the
Very,
outside?
very no, very.
Before we go deep into it, what do you think from just
No,
mere
as in,
looking
for
at
me
it,
though,
when you hear that's fixtures and you're like,
a
okay,
very good game though. Good. Two sides that are good. In terms of and form is a bit not the best. If you probably say Wolves are the as a better form over Aston Villa. But Aston Villa basically they're what call is a solid side, and they are fighting for that what they call top four. They know any point dropped again, basically puts the pressure on them, right, and gives more what they call hope to those chasing them down. So I think it will be a very interesting one though. That game. We look at from what the bookies are saying, they're saying probably Aston Villa to actually win.
Aston Villa to actually win when in
Yeah,
the past
yeah,
5 meetings that both sides have actually had, Wolves have been the better team. Wolves has
yes,
already
but
won.
yeah, but if you look at them, so their last match they drew 1-1, and their other previous to that Wolves won, they drew again. Oh my god! So honestly, it's crazy though. I think they're probably going at a recent form, right, and things like that as well. Recent form.
Even on recent form, Wolves have been. I know they lost to Coventry in the FA Cup, right? But it's not been that bad, you know. I know their away record isn't that great because yeah, Wolves away. No, away record is good. They lost only once in the last 5. They won 3 and lost and drew 1 against Brentford. No, Brighton drew against Brentford. This now is the last 10. So they even and that was in the FA Cup. They even beat Brentford in the Premier League. Lost to Arsenal, you obviously lost to Fulham and lost to West Ham. So, but I feel like I honestly, who's the stronger side between an Aston Villa? Who would you say is strong as the top side between Aston Villa and Wolves at the moment? At the moment, bro,
At the
because
moment,
yeah,
because if you look at, it's crazy though. It's difficult to say because when you look at Wolves, for example, right?
yeah.
They
So in their
they
last,
lost
bro,
they
just hold
lost
on a sec.
to Luton. Oh.
In the last 10, they've lost 4-1-6. In the last 10, they've won 4. They've lost 4-1-6. And of the FA Cup is included in that one. I think they lost to like they obviously they will know that they lost to Coventry. So looking at the Premier League in the last 9 Premier League games, they've actually won more. They've won 6, lost 3. So it's not. I
It's
would
not clear
stay.
cut, right?
Yeah, it's not a clear cut that Aston Villa might do, but Aston Villa are on some high fine scoring form. They have Oli
No,
Watkins and the likes.
you
But
see, France scores the only if you look at and you're looking at their match against. Okay, let's look at they drew against West Ham 1-1. They lost to
mhm,
Tottenham 4-0.
mhm.
And again, they won to what they call Luton. But while I'm taking into account that Champions League games, right? If you look at they also drew 0-0 to Ajax, but they won. I think again by 4-0. So I don't know. I don't know. Like this one for me, I feel like again, I feel like it will be a tough one. But go ahead. Sorry.
So for me, I would. I know I want to lean towards the home team, but do I just pull up a madness here and say, Tesh, what do you think? Pull up a madness and say, mm, help me out here. Help me. If you were to say drop a nickel on this one, where would you put it?
Mm, so crazy though, because I think it sounds crazy though. I would
Mm.
say Wolves. I don't know why.
I don't know.
It's,
I'm gonna go with the draw. I'm gonna just
yeah.
be at the middle, go with a draw, right? But yeah, I'm gonna go. But when I say draw right now, something in the back of my mind is telling me I don't feel like they know how to score goals, right? So let me see if they have everybody fit at the moment because I don't think there's any latest news as to who's coming back and who's not coming back, right? Let me see. So Neto is still out. Um, Cunha is here or there. Dawson is. They have a full squad, man. They have a full. Oh no, this guy's out. And Chan is out as well. Oh my god. Maybe I'll just lean towards, like you said, Wolves actually lost to who did they lose to? That was shocking. Was he
They lose to
uh,
Luton.
Coventry and Luton? Yeah, mm, bro, bro. And Aston Villa, they are home, so I don't see Aston Villa losing twice at home. Like I don't see Aston Villa losing at home. Ah,
Hmm.
I would just go with the. I would just go. I would just lean. Go with a small lean towards Aston Villa and say Aston Villa will take this one. Maybe 3. It might just be. What? Yeah, having said that, what do you make about the remote report about United wanting Gary? Yeah, is it Gary O'Neill? Is he O'Neill? Gary? Yeah, O'Neill at
That,
to
it's a
join the
coach.
United. Yeah, to join the United coaching setup. What do you think?
Okay, honestly, it's a very very confusing article, right? And also it's very confusing. Like honestly, for me, I just feel like it's a bit it's not disrespectful because United is a big club, but
Mm.
what you see that's most what they
Big.
call it
Mm-hmm.
most assistant coaches, right? They leave to go
Yeah.
probably be first team managers. For the most part,
Yeah.
some don't do well,
Mm.
some do, but
Yeah.
majority of don't they don't do well. So why would you want to basically a basically confirmed Premier League manager? Is managing Wolves, right? Which I think everyone thought will struggle, and they're decent currently. They are ninth, right? Three 3 points and three position of United. So
Mm-hmm.
it's a weird one though. I don't think it's true. I think it's very weird, very
No,
weird.
for me, I feel like it's. I have a different opinion as to that. Big up mind, I see you at the background. I would send you. I will send for you now to ask the chauffeur to go to drive into the stage right now. So, but for me, I would go on a different opinion as to what you're saying there. I see it as a good one though. But the question now is, would he want to leave a first team role, right? Like to be in the lead for a club of Wolves, right? And come play like a second fiddle. Except there's something in the contract, or except there's something that's going to be in the contract, or the agreement that's going to be proposed to him, the proposal, right? That would make him go be like, okay, oh yes, I think, yeah. Because if I know we don't like to say this, but I'm more realistic. If they say I want them to give Eric Ten Hag time, but if they say that, okay, you know what, if just in case Eric Ten Hag doesn't, you know, because doesn't do well, you might lead the team. If there's a pathway to being a first team coach, which in my head is not even making, like, it's not something I would want, but they are the owners, right? But or they're looking at another coach, right? And or they're saying, okay, maybe they believe Eric Ten Hag, because don't forget Omar Barada was actually before we got Eric Ten Hag, people were saying that if Pep was to leave, Eric Ten Hag would go to City. And the fact that we got Omar Barada, I'm thinking, okay, could it be a case of, okay, Omar Barada's got the guy he wanted at City, right? And that he would have been pushing for to go to City. I know he's not the CEO, neither was he the director of football, but he was the chief or COO. But maybe he would have had a say in that as well. But I'm just saying, now if he's gotten Ten Hag, and with all the shenanigans that has been happening at United, and the man has been able to manage and still put us in Wembley for the semi-final, and still trying to make sure we get top 4 and all of that, is there a way of saying, okay, I know what this guy can do, let's see how we can help him? Because right now it feels like Ten Hag is doing everything by himself. People argue that he's brought a lot of coach. Bro, I feel like, okay, the assistant, McLaren, the assistant McLaren, and what me call it, Benny McCarthy. That's just the tree that's come with him. But if you go on social media, yeah, a lot of people always brought a lot of coaches, but I'm like, yo, these are the 3 names we know, right? And although he had Eric Ramsey, who's gone, I wanted Eric Ramsey to leave. Big up yourself, Mark. I wanted Eric Ramsey to. I believe since he's left, we've even been doing well with the defending of the set piece and all of that. Oh, yo, bro, 100%, bro. They tell you, like the game against Aston Villa, although we won 3-2, I was furious. I think I said it. I was furious at the first when we considered the 2 goals in the first half. I was mad. I'm like, how do you have a set piece coach and you be giving goals? So that's aside. That's another topic for another day. So what I'm saying is bringing O'Neill in to add to the setup, because there's rumor that Van der Geek would go back to Ajax to take up the lead role there. So for me, it's a good idea, right? But it's now left to the man O'Neill if it's something he would like to do, because coming in and being with Eric Ten Hag, so Eric Ten Hag would have a different view, because I feel like Eric Ten Hag and Van der Beek, they already have their mates. So if Eric Ten Hag is saying something, the man actually knows what Eric Ten Hag is going to do. So maybe you need somebody in the mix, and Steve McLaren is not really, it's proper police English football. So maybe get somebody else that's already. You could see what O'Neill's doing. Let me bring Manj in to hear what Manj has to say in this discussion as well. Let me change this one this way. Sorry, my bad. Manj, what are you saying?
Big up everyone. Big up to Drex. Big up to Tesh. Big up to chat as usual, man. You guys good, yeah?
Yeah, we're good. We're good. So what are you saying? We're just talking about these the report or the room. I don't know if it's rumor or put it, but I'll just say report that is linking us to get to Gary O'Neill, making him part of the coaching setup. What's your opinion? What's your take on that one?
People, what it is, it's become a professional international break now. United are about to play Saturday night UK time. They're just getting the stories ready in case the results go south against Brentford and Chelsea. That's all they're doing. That's what they're doing. They're trying to they're getting their food delivered early to the door. You know what I mean? So I don't think it's gonna happen. It's just paper talk. Gary O'Neill is at Wolves, yeah.
Yeah, Wolves, yeah. But he's been doing well at Wolves, though.
I think this is a new thing for get his agent to get him a new contract at Wolves, using that his name to get a bigger deal. That's what I'm saying. All right.
Okay, so what do you think about the Wolves and Aston Villa game? Who do you think would nick that one? Because myself and Tesh is finding it hard to actually sway. We don't know what side of the pendulum we're going to be moving with. But what do you think?
I do think there will be a winner. but I don't know who to. The possible outcome is 3 goals in the game.
Possible outcome. Man pulling up with
Simple.
strong possible outcome right there. That's it.
The strong
Because
one.
actually that's a strong one because I actually said 2-1, but man coming in with a possible strong
3 goals.
3 goals in that game. That's a very good one. I like that. Chess, let's move on to I think we're gonna save the Brentford United for last and talk about everything United. Let's go straight to the Liverpool Brighton one. Yeah.
Liverpool Brighton. Let me see. Is that on Sunday?
That's Sunday. Yeah, that's Sunday.
Okay. I'm coming. Let me just get that up here. Honestly, that one though, it's a very good game to be fair. That's a very
Mitoma is still not back yet.
It's not back.
I don't think it's back. He's still not back, and they've added like 3 more to that list of injuries that they've had before. Because they've always had injuries, so they've always made it look like Brighton has had a lot of injuries, right? It's just João Pedro, Marsh, James Mina, and obviously Mitoma. I think Mitoma got injured after he came back from the AFC Asian Cup, played 2 games, and I think 1 game, if I'm not mistaken, 2 games, and then he was injured. So, bro.
So for my Brighton, I think that was a very, very, very good game based on how they play, based on how Brighton play. And Liverpool just coming off a defeat from United, they would want to win that one for sure, 100%. What's my possible outcome there? So in terms of definitely that who would win, I can't tell you. Probably more lean towards Liverpool, but I'll go with Manchester on this one. I see more than 3 goals in this game, so probably more than 3 goals in this game. So who will win? I'm not sure.
Man, what are you saying, bro?
I hate talking about these guys, man.
That's why I pushed it to you, man, because I'm just gonna go.
I'll be honest with you, yeah. There's no chance that Brighton are going to get a result here. They might score a goal. That's the part. I tell you what, possible outcome: Brighton score, they still lose.
Okay,
Brighton
that's a possible.
Brighton score still lose. Okay.
Let me just put that on my note right here because I like the way this thing is going so far. So let me say maybe a 3-1.
You better make notes for the Predictor League as well, Drex, man. Don't make it for nothing.
Yeah, I'm making the notes for because whatever I make here now, that's what I'm dumping at. Whether I'm just going to give to them, right? Yeah, because. For me, I feel like Brighton will get to go, right? Because but this season their away form hasn't been all right. Their away form hasn't been good. They've always looked very, very weak when they're going away. So it's not something I'm not. You see, in the last 5 they just won 1, and that was against Sheffield United. So and they're playing a Liverpool side, like what Tess just said. Liverpool side that will be looking to correct that. The Liverpool fans would say that defeat against United, maybe they would say it was an anomaly or something like that. But they should hold that because this is big up yourself, Ronald. This season they haven't won United, so they should hold that. But I'm saying. I haven't said that. I just feel like they would, Liverpool would win this game. There's going to be a high-scoring game. Now, let's go to Man City. Yeah, what are you saying?
I think I know what scoreline you and Tesh are maybe thinking. This isn't my legit scoreline. This is what I'm thinking as well. I'm going to say you're thinking 3-1 to Liverpool. Am I right?
Yeah.
I'm thinking 3 goals, right?
Yeah.
In a game, probably more so 3-2, probably direct 3-1. But me, I'm thinking more so 3-2. So Liverpool score 3, and Brighton score 2. Because I'm not sure they both play like aggressive high line, like you're very, very aggressive. So probably 3-2 though, 3-2.
No, but mind if you look at this season, right? Liverpool's have a lot of 3-1s in this season. I think so. A lot of 3-1s. Yeah, let me just bring my partner in crime into the stage because I have a lot of partners in crime. But this one, every time you see me on stream, if you catch me, if you don't see Tesh, you will definitely see man like Mark on the screen
Mark,
as
we
well.
meet again, my friend.
Yeah, my brothers. These fellas here on this stream, all of them is my brothers. One is a London boy, next one is an African boy, but the next one is a Canadian. I call this the one with the glasses a Canadian. Yeah, but that's, Nigeria for it. You know what I mean? The Super Eagles run. Big up.
Yeah.
Man, I'm sorry about what going to happen to your hometown, but Coventry, I feel like they're going to get battered.
Hey, it's a
let's
win-win
see,
for me. You know what I'm saying? It's a win-win for me. It's never good experience.
Yo, let's leave the FA Cup for FA Cup. Mark, take us through this Man City Arsenal. What are you thinking?
Bro, that's a tough one for me, bro, because I mean, if you go back on what happened with Arsenal versus City earlier on this season, and I want to say it like this, earlier on the season,
Mark, you have to throw an apology to Ronald.
Ronald, I just leave you on Papi's stream, bro.
So he said,
I didn't notice the chat, Pap, bro. I didn't see. I wasn't looking at the chat now,
No, he's saying you didn't call him a brother. Okay.
Oh, Ronald is my bro, dog. Every day, when we meet up on the stream, on Papi's stream. You know what's happened when me and Ronald meet up on Papi's stream? Papi's stream had to go a whole 90 minutes because we had to catch up. It's a Friday, but today's Thursday, So, I mean, if you want to let Ronald bump in and give his opinion, that's also cool. Big up, look, Mental coming. This guy been streaming with me in the morning.
I catch
he has a channel that is talk about mental health. So, guys, if you ever want to, check out his lives, you can punch in anonymously and have a conversation if nobody else, you want someone to talk to.
Mental, you could drop your link because I'm gonna follow you because I'm into the health line as well. So drop your link. All right, man.
Yeah,
so Mark, take us through the Man City.
Man City and Arsenal first game this season. I think it was kind of drab. I mean, Arsenal did come and win in the end, but I feel like the teams, it was a bad watch for me. You know what I mean? It was kind of no really offense going on both sides for like the majority of the game. And then, it had some turning points, substitutions made. Arsenal ended up nicking a goal to win the game. I felt like it was kind of a robbery to City in a way, but, City should lose anyway, who cares? But, Arsenal form, the form and the clinicality since then has been almost amazing. Nothing short of it, to be fair. I hate to say that shit. But, and City defense isn't all that strong or as strong as it was early on in the season because, they have one or two players who out. So I kind of think it might better be a draw or Arsenal win. But I was going for more like a draw. I say it would probably be a little bit more high scoring because I don't think that Pep could afford not to go after the game, and it's the same for Arteta because at this point, either one drop points, then it's going to be a tough ask to catch up to the ones above them, and I talk about both of them respectively, especially since Arteta have a better, goal difference in terms, ahead by 8 goals or something than Man City. So it's one of those things where I feel like Man City has to go after the game. But they both play semi high, to be fair, high lines, and it's gonna be like it's gonna be an open game. I don't think even if Arteta was to drop his high line to a mid block like he did in the first game, it would help because I feel like this time City would just be more relentless, and I don't think Arsenal would like to absorb that pressure on Sunday. In the midweek they have games. They have a game coming up as well, it's one of those things.
That's true. Man, do you reckon Arsenal would do a double?
I'll be honest with you, Drex. I'm struggling a lot in terms of how this game's going to go. All the results are possible outcomes, no pun intended. But I will say there's going to be 3 or more goals in this game.
Facts.
3 or more goals.
That I can agree on.
No, I agree. I agree.
Honestly,
I probably just would go with Manch.
I don't think it'll be a high scoring game though, because do Man City have I don't think Man City have a game this weekend. It's Arsenal that has a game this weekend, right? There's midweek, right? I believe.
The Man City play somebody, yeah. They all play just.
They all play. Yeah. So it's. I feel like it's gonna be a 2-0. 2-0 or 2-1.
Imagine if Arsenal scores. Man City come back like wounded lions, or Man City scores. I thought so. Both teams will certainly score.
Man City play Villa at home on Wednesday. So there you go.
Oh, so these are teams that have actually done. They've actually won against Man City this season. So one of them is likely to do a double over City this season. So, and I'm sure it's not Aston Villa. So I don't know, but I'm just
It's
gonna
tough,
leave
innit?
that.
You think Arsenal will
I'm
do
just
it?
gonna leave that. I don't think I'll just leave that to the footballing people in charge. But Mark, let's now dwell on the chat now
I
line
can see your
links straight.
timeline links. Why? Yeah,
Why? Okay,
it's
you know
fine.
what? Send it to Mark. Mark is gonna send it to me on WhatsApp, and I think let me see if I can put on. Let me see if I
Uh,
post it up here.
You know what you should do?
Um,
Make mental ball game a mod, and maybe it'll show up then.
Yeah,
Not
that's the
oh,
problem. When there's a mod, when in our mod, they can't, some of the comments don't show. Because
Yeah.
YouTube is a thing.
Oh,
I think with YouTube now, bro, so that
it's a
nobody can just be
YouTube
posting links in it.
links in the chat. Okay, okay. Yeah, like I said, send it to Mark. Send it to Mark. Then Mark is gonna send it to Mark. Mark will do that for you right now.
I will share the link for
Yeah.
you, bro. Don't beat up. I'll just do it right one now. I already looking for
Okay.
for
Big
the
up,
channel now.
big up yourself. Big up
Yeah.
yourself, Mark. Yeah, and mental ball. If you don't mind, I wouldn't mind joining you on the health talk. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it later. Mark,
Yo.
I'm gonna give mine is gonna be the one to close the Brentford because mine likes to keep it short, and I'm gonna take mine on last on the Brentford United game. But Mark, before we go to the Brentford United game, I know you've talked about this, but you're on the up spot right now. Tell me what you think about the links with Gary O'Neill and United.
Whew, bro.
that's honestly that's
I
brothers.
just have to say it like that because
But
you know
just
why?
know,
Because
but Mark,
a lot
just
of
know that
people
he
misunderstood it, you know, in the
wait,
sense
wait,
that I always
wait. Mark, hold on. No, now the link is saying to join the coaching setup. So let me. I just want to make that clear so that people that are just joining us would understand that it's not replacing Ten Hag, but it's joining the coaching setup. So go ahead.
because Ten Hag needs to replace, you know, Ten Hag needs to replace Van der Gaag. Van der Gaag probably likely going to be the guy that takes over from the Ajax, the current Ajax manager, this season. So it's a difficult situation, if you understand. And it's one of those things for me that you could only look at it from the perspective of, wow, you know, the way they went in on this situation was totally out of order, uncalled for, in my opinion. I feel like there was no way that Manchester United would hire Gary O'Neill as head coach first to begin. It's like the Gareth Southgate links. For me, those things are like, just thinking that is slightly crazy, in my opinion. But at the same time, you know, you have to look at it from the facts that, you know, he's a decent coach, you know, and he does his defensive tactics are really good, you know. So I always thought that, you know, it was probably something like that because, you know, I heard the links as well, and I was just like, yeah. But I also have my own bias against him as well for head coach position. So, as you know, I support Ten Hag 100%. So at the same time, maybe 90%. Don't like starting Scott McTominay sometimes, but still, I'll back him over. I'll back him over those other managers that a lot of people want to hype up to say, well, they should come in. This one should come in, you know, because I mean, sometimes you gotta look at things like it's all good until, you know, you get, it's like being content or being appreciative of what you have. Because everything on the outside could look like a shiny, more better, nicer, you know, more luxurious, you know, a better situation. But the grass not always greener. You know what I mean? But at the same time, Gary O'Neill, is Gary O'Neill or something like that is his name? He's pretty arrogant a guy. You know, if you ever heard his press conferences or heard him talking to the press in certain circumstances, the way he presents himself is super narcissistic. So I was never really expecting him to accept, because he would consider it a demotion when in reality it's a promotion. Because let me be real, no club that he ever coached is ever on the same sentence or talking point as Manchester United, unless we play them in a game, which they probably will be losing. So.
Okay, I haven't said that. Now take us through the Brentford. Okay, go, Tesh. You want to ask a question?
No, so I was going to ask Ryan. I know we just on Eric Ten Hag because I know that's Eric Ten Hag is Mark's brother. I'm going to ask Mark, of all the people coaches mentioned so far that probably you think based on the rumors, right, that are going to replace Ten Hag. If you had to probably pick one, which probably will you think likely is closest to we say is the best fit in terms of United?
People going like this and they go like this. I mean, for me, it would either be Amorim or the guy from Germany, Hansi Flick. The only thing is that those two coaches, they both have that same kind of authoritative vibes about them. So it's difficult, for them to be it's difficult because you see what we don't like about Ten Hag, they also have those same issues. If you ever was a fan of a team, the coaching is same problems. And it even worse if you was to talk about Nagelsmann. Like no one, and I want to be clear with this, right? Half of the Bayern fan base, most of the ultras, they never liked Nagelsmann. Right? Yeah. The German fans didn't really want Nagelsmann as coach, but they seen the performance, right? But Nagelsmann is a real hipster type guy. You know what I mean? He's going to be on the sideline like he on the fashion week in Milan every single game. And, the way he just rock up and deal with things is more like a maverick at the same time. You know what I mean? Harry Potter. Cheese on rice. I don't know. I stopped believing in magic when I was a kid, bro. I don't know.
Wingardium Leviosa.
Mark, we're gonna leave that. We're gonna go deep into that conversation in the week that was right on Sunday. We're gonna let's just finish up with the last game for the week, which is the Brentford United. What's your take on that one?
Smash by United. You understand? I find men want to prop this Brentford team and this shit striker Ivan the Terrible too much.
Guys, sorry, Mark. Sorry to cut you again. Sorry, my bad. Guys, that's the link for Mental Ball Games YouTube channel where he talks about everything mental health. So you might just want to give him a follow. If you share the link, invite somebody to join so that you could keep yourself up to date with everything happening in the mental health world. Yeah, over to you, Mark. Continue.
Yeah, I mean, okay. Brentford is not a bad team. They've done well last season. But as we could see this season, they're 4 points above relegation. And that's a very slippery slope in terms of, I feel Luton could give them up after a game, man. And, I've watched Ivan Toney this season, and yeah, he has been out for 6-7 months, but he has not really been performing at the level of Ivan Toney that we have seen last season. And as much as I do like him, I've seen him perform consistently better last season. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, for me, yeah, he scored a free kick. Yeah, he scored a penalty. But if you watch his performance for England, it was nothing short of lackluster in a way, in my opinion. I felt for the first half, he was kind of behind the pace of the game. And then I felt for the second half, he was trying too much. So it's one of those things. And I'm not saying he might not score against us, but I definitely think, but Rashford is a winger, bro. And, bro, at the end of the day, he's a striker.
Ronald, I think tomorrow on the Football Power Hour, we're going to talk about this because I disagree.
I don't know if you're doing the stream tomorrow, Drex, because I think he might have to work.
No, I'm doing it. So I'm the one anchoring it tomorrow. Okay, yeah. Cool. Well, on the happy hour, Ronald, hold out that one. Hold out that talk. We're gonna. Don't bring that up because Mark would not let it go. Just hold up that.
No, I don't mind. I don't mind because at this point, bro, you already know. I feel like
I already know.
Performances have to do more. So for me, when I was saying it like this, right, I just feel like I need if I as Manchester United signing players, I would want to see Tony play for another half season before I spend 70 million. I don't think we'll be getting our money's worth signing him right now for 70 million because we're not guaranteed that he's going to have a better season next season. I mean, the guy is already 29. What if that 6 months out, kind of set him into a mode? Because, he getting about to be 30 soon. You know what I mean? And we don't really want a striker. I think a striker coming into our club that demanding a starting role will derail our progress.
It will rock the boat. Yeah, it will rock the boat too hard. Yeah.
And let me be real. Let me be real. In the last six Premier League games, they don't have a striker that really outperforming Hoyland. Certainly, Tony this whole season, not even close. So I just saying is like for me.
So what's your possible outcome for that game then?
4-1 Man United.
4-1. So that's a high scoring game on Saturday. I think that's the last game for Saturday. That's the late kickoff. Tesh, what are you saying? Yeah, I want Sesko. I won't argue with you. I want Sesko. If they can't get, see, let me just Tesh. Sorry, I wouldn't want United to spend 70 million on another striker. We have one already. Now, sometimes I tell people I don't care about the money, but if you spend 70 with the way the fan base is, if you spend 70 million on a brethren, right, another brother, another player, or whatever people like to call it, what are you going to do with our 20-year-old prospect? What are you going to do with Hoyland, right?
So just for bench him. Let him come off the bench.
For me, I feel like Benjamin Sesko or a player a player like almost in the same bracket, so that this guy knows for sure that, because if you bring if you bring a 29-year-old or a 27 or 26-year-old striker in and Rasmus is there, Rasmus by default just knows that, okay, what's happening? This guy's going to play, because guess what? This guy's getting to the twilight of his career, right? So he would want to demand a start. But me, I'm just starting. I need to develop. So I don't think Eric Ten Hag will want to rock that boat. For me, I just rather go with. But if he gets a 20-year-old, then he sees like, okay, two of us are actually fighting for the same spot. So I have to, two of them know that their career would be, they have to grow their career, and both of them would actually start fighting to actually be better. Because if you just get a 29-year-old or a 27-year-old that he knows is good, right, but he now comes in and start demanding, man, it will be just rocking.
I just have one question after. You don't want to answer it now, but after Tesha and Man's talk, maybe you could pull it up then. But I want to ask, what is the experience that you're asking for? You want an experience winner? That means i.e. somebody who has won something before. You want somebody you experience who's done it for like maybe 2 or 3 seasons consistently before, or the experience of someone who just did it 1 season in the Premier League.
Okay, I made the note. Tesh, tell us. I've already made the note of that. Then we'll talk about that. Then we'll wrap the show.
Tesh, United to win. United to actually win this one. It's not much, because if you look at them and Brentford over time, even 22, 23, 22, we've won all games, right? So United to win that one, and I'll go with what I call a 4 goals in that game. With that 4 goals, Brentford will score. So most likely you're looking at a 3-1 United.
For me, I don't have much to say over that game. I'll keep it open, but for sure, United are keeping a clean sheet. Sure. United are keeping a clean sheet. Manj, my brother.
Yo,
what are you
possible
saying?
Outcome, it's going to be a tight game. I'm going to say minimum 3 goals a game. The possible outcome is that, and I don't know who's going to actually win. So we'll find out.
Okay.
Save that comment. Bring back that comment after, because that's part of the question I was asking.
Okay. Yeah, I saved it. I put it on star already. Yeah, Tesh, this is the question. Mark is asking, what's the experience that we are asking for? Is it a case of we want an experienced striker that has been doing it for the past 2-3 seasons, or is it a case of Premier League experience, right? Or what's exactly, when people talk about, oh, we need an experienced striker, all right, what is it that when they talk about it, when you hear them talk about it, what's the first thing that jumps into your head, or what's the first thing you make of when you talk about
so what they say? So when
people say it, what do you think? Like, how do you see it?
So when they say we need an experienced like striker to play along with to probably to not along with, right, to basically having a second striker in the team, my only what goes to my head, first of all, like, we need someone that can actually get you goals. Because if you look at it right carefully, right, United want, I believe, we wanted Kane and Hoyland. So meaning, right, Kane was going to be the main man, Hoyland was also going to be the one that's learning off Kane. That's what I understood now. How that what they call if that's true, I'm not sure, right? But if it's true that we wanted Kane as well as or Haaland, right, then to me Kane would have been the top man, which is basically that would be what you call your experienced striker, and then Haaland basically supporting and also plying this trade through Kane. But looking at Haaland coming in and in his recent development, I can't really say Haaland is world class. Because this is just it's a couple of games, right? It's a couple of games. I can't really say, okay, it's actually world class, right?
Well,
Like
you
I
could
think,
just say, yeah, it's a good player. That's it.
yeah, it's okay. I think last time we were talking, I asked you, right? But I like what is what are we saying to make us feel like Hoyland would be consistent over time? I don't. Again, just me, right? I don't really say I don't see that. If I'm to say if I'm Ten Hag, if I'm to bring a striker in, and I want to continue Hoyland's development, and I have to bring probably someone that won't demand to start in, week out. If I feel Hoyland probably will be the striker, I think it will be. Then I'll probably bring someone less than. I won't bring in an Ivan Toney. Ivan Toney 70 million. That's basically Iman Hoyland costs over 140 million, and he can't be putting down the bench. So probably you need a striker roughly around 30 million. Or 40 million. So in that, probably go to one of these teams in Europe, pick a striker, who you think is prolific, can do the job, and then bring that striker into play. Either, nice word, it's either as a backup or probably it certainly will be a backup, but also as a support to Ireland, or probably they can just rotate while Ireland continues his development.
All right. Man, I'm going to give you a case scenario now. When Man City got in, they got Haaland, right? And he's got no experience in the Premier League. And they went for, what's his name? They went for Julian Alvarez. No experience in the Premier League. Alvarez, Haaland, like we know, was the mega box, was the big money. Alvarez was what, 25 million, if I'm not mistaken, about 25 million right there. So when you look at that scenario, right, and that's on the one hand. On the other hand of the coin is, on the other side of the coin is, now United got the Hoyland, right? Now we say we need people are saying an experience, right? Now of all the names that has been mentioned, a lot of, like, for example, I'm going to case in study here is Ivan Toney, right? So when people say experience, right, I just gave you two scenarios now. When people say experience, what is it that you think they are talking about? And what's your own idea of all about these experience talk?
People that actually win big games, win big trophies, that's experience. That's the main experience they can have, and the accolade that they have personally as well. We've seen Haaland kill it in Bundesliga, and he's followed up in the Premier League. And I think for me, if you ask me who's the better out of the three, it's obviously Haaland, because he's carried the traits. The second is, I would put, I don't know how to say this without getting
go say it.
The conversation. I think that Toney is obviously better than Hoyland because he's got more Premier League experience, but over time, with more playing time, etc., with lack of injuries, Hoyland could take over Toney. So there's a bit of an even keel there, in my opinion, anyway.
Yeah. So, but let me. Okay. That's the case case study right here. For me, right, I feel like if you look at the United team right now, all variables considered, everything considered, I'll get to Mark shortly. All variables considered, right? Can United go in and put 75 million on a striker at the moment? I don't think so, right?
I've got a question for you, Drex.
Okay,
sorry to cut you off.
Go ahead.
United paid 73 million for Hoyland, right?
Yeah.
How much do you think he was worth before they paid the 73?
Oh, Atalanta was saying something about 50. Me, I would say 45.
40 something.
45, 50, because the strike, mind, right? We have to consider a lot of variables here. Last season was more of a tight striker market. If you look at, if we want to be honest with ourselves, so any striker you were getting last summer transfer, you were going to be paying some good money for them. So that's why I put it between 45 and maybe 55, because even Atalanta said they would do business at 55 or thereabout, but I don't know how United ended up paying that money that they paid, right? So I'm saying now we've come into this season. I don't expect the new guys to actually go there, be splashing the cash here and there, right? I feel like they would want to be conservative and do the best for the team. So 70 million. Well, let me just land this point. 70 million on a striker right now. Is this something they want to do? Do I see the way what I'm having at the back of my mind is these guys are actually going to operate the way United used to operate in the past, where we have more than 2 strikers. So I'm thinking they would just get somebody in now. The experience, quote and unquote, that we're talking about might come next season, which might end up being their superstar signing, if you know what I mean. It's going to be a signing that will be a mega signing. And it's
I
going to be.
If Ireland continues to do all them, why would he sign a superstar?
I feel like they would. I feel like they would get us. They would get to a point where they would want to have 3 strikers on the bench. It's gonna the way this
hold
guy.
On. Let me come in a little quick there, because you I don't want to go too far off the topic from his question. One, strikers are usually the most expensive players in any market, no matter if it's a tight market or a big market. Strikers is the value. There's no real.
Go ahead.
In my honest opinion, well, from what I've seen over the years, no defender should be costing the price of a midfielder, and no midfielder should cost the same price of a striker. Now, Ronaldo and Messi might be, differences like a Neymar, but these guys, unique. You can't go it across the board, because as good as Cole Palmer has been, I would have never paid 50 million for him. That's a waste of money, because he never proved to be worth that money. And now, like I was
Mark,
for Hoyland, I would have said I would not pay more than 50 million for Hoyland either. That's just me, right? Mm-hmm. And at the same time, bro, I'm being honest, I would not pay more than 50 million for Ivan Toney, because Ivan Toney, his best ever finish in the Premier League was still, 8th or 9th? So his experience is finishing mid-table. He not offering my striker nothing, because he never win nothing. You dig what I'm saying? So for me, when we talk experience, I would say after this season, Hoyland have more experience, or a better level of experience than Ivan Toney, because Hoyland maintaining a top 6 position all season. Ivan Toney couldn't do that at Brentford. You know what I mean? So he might not score as much goals as Ivan Toney, but at the same time, I just saying in terms of playing time, playing in the league, 1 year is not that big of a deal.
Yeah, because I know Ivan Toney was from the Championship, and before he moved to join Brentford.
Mark, just a quick one though. I know you mentioned Tony Bain, and I'm a big fan of Tony. I'm just trying to play devil's advocate here. The fact that you're playing in a mid-table side, does it actually depict your actual performance? Don't you think that might improve if you play in a better side?
No, Totti was playing at Roma, right? Mm-hmm. When it had Juventus, Milan, Inter Milan, and all them teams was the big teams. And when Roma meet these teams, Roma used to win. So let me put it like this, right? And let me flip it on next way. Look at a team with a player who the team really wasn't that good, but they had 1 or 2 really good players on the team, and they would go up against big teams and win. This was how football was back in the day. Like, look at Riquelme when he was playing, in Spain, and they went up against teams in the Champions League. Riquelme was the big player. The rest of fellas on the team wasn't really stars, but when Riquelme do eating and these fellas get motivated, they could put in a game against the big guns. You know what I mean? This is why a player is world class. When a player world class, no matter if they're playing on a team where the other players not at their level, they lift the entire team with their performances. That is what giving them value. You understand? Cole Palmer never lift Man City to nothing. So what make him worth 50 million? What, just because he come from Man City, bro? He was a bench warmer. You understand? It's like saying, right? Like I hear a man tell me, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is a bigger player than Dwight York. And I was like, how could Dwight York substitute be a bigger player than him? Ole Gunnar Solskjaer never start a game for United. He's a glorified super sub. So if he's a legend, then Dwight York gotta be twice the legend he is. Because Dwight York is the main man. And people will be like, what? So
Yeah,
you gotta look at it from the
add,
perspective. I feel
I'm
like
gonna add a
blaming.
context to that. I'm gonna add a context to that, right? When you see our striker at United, a lot of them, most of our strikers have actually been living in a graveyard shift, quote and unquote, right? So Hoyland recently, when he started, we noticed how it was. Most of his goals were especially in the Champions League, he doing his thing. Individual kind of gets involved, how he holds up the play. Honestly, I've watched Ivan Toney play, bro. I don't see that. Ivan Toney is your box striker, right? Like, but with the way United play, that we maybe when we start getting technical players in, yeah, everything would just gel. But
Bro,
I feel like even wait, I
you're
feel like
exactly correct on what you're saying there. Not to
because
cut.
Ivan Toney would not, like, if you see the way Konsa, what's his name? Sorry, Wisa for Brentford. Wisa is the one that does all the because they kind of play two striker kind of thing, right? But Wisa is the one that does all the thing, right? Ivan Toney wouldn't do what Hoyland is doing in terms of hold, but that's a different. But it's the kind of striker we want. The Hoyland kind of play. That's what Martial does. That's why Eric Ten Hag. That's why Eric Ten Hag loves Martial, and that's why Eric Ten Hag likes Hoyland. They hold the
not
ball,
really,
get the ball
but
involved.
I feel like that's more like based on the circumstance that we're in. We have a star player. Now listen, like we could extend this conversation tomorrow, but I'll just put it like this.
Let's
the
just
entire reason that it
your
is
last
like
take
that
and
is
we'll wrap up the
because
show.
is really because we have a winger who's really a forward. He doesn't provide the work output of a winger. The average winger will average 10 to 15 assists in Premier League, in La Liga, in Bundesliga, in France. That is the average top 10 wingers average. If you go and Google it now, 12 to 15 assists. We have a winger who not even getting 10 every season, bro. You know what I mean? And we talking about just in the league, not in all comps. Because in all comps, bro, they're playing about 60 games. 12 still not good enough. So if we got to boil it down to 30, 38 to make it sound good, to be fair. But that's the average. So what we need is wingers who could provide. And then we could get any striker we want, because then they will have service coming to them.
All right. Okay. We're going to continue this discussion tomorrow on Football Power Hour. So guys, don't forget to join us there. Manj, your final words, because we're wrapping the show right now. No, I'm going to come to Manj last because I like the way he gives it prompt. And let me just read out this comment from Ronald. He says there's a difference in attitude of Martial and Hoyland. A young striker might help with the competition, but who's going to give him the experience to be a top-notch striker? I hear you, man. I hear you, Ronald. Yeah, I hear you. I
just wanted to see that same man make this comment before. Tony is better than Martial. I want to know which planet that makes sense.
Tomorrow he's gonna tell us that. Tomorrow he's gonna be telling us that one. Big up yourself, Papi from Football Power Hour. Guys, you can catch us there tomorrow. We'll be on the Happy Hour stream tomorrow. Yo, Ted. Ted, what are you saying? Final words. We've done the possible outcome. Final words. What are you saying? You're on mute, bro. I think you're on mute. You're on mute.
Yes. Sorry. Of all teams, what matters to me most is United. So I'll say United just go again and continue our form, and let's trash Brentford. I know I said 3-1, but if you do 6 or 7, I don't mind. I'll take it as well.
Mark, what are you saying?
United going to win that game on Saturday, guys. I don't know why man even stressing. But
all right.
If you look at all things considered, our squad just became a lot stronger because Leacher is back and Hoyland match fit, and our wingers scoring goals. So you know what time it is.
All right. My brother Manj, what are you saying? You're closing the show.
Brother Drex, Brother Tesh, Brother Mark, man, thanks for having me on as always. Be able to chat, subscribe to everyone's channels, you know the vibe. And one thing I'm gonna say, the international break is finally over, and 100%. The possible outcome is it's gonna be a great weekend of Premier League football. Big up.
Big up.
Big up. Big up yourself. You heard it already. You heard it from the man, the people's people. It's gonna be a great week. It's gonna be a great weekend of football. We hope United would come out strong, like what Tess said. Give us 6, give us 7. We wouldn't mind. We'll take it. It is what it is, guys. It's good night from us. Take it easy. Catch you on the next one. Don't forget to stay safe. Bye for now.